Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Kelly. I'm a staff psychologist at CAPS, which is Counseling and Psychological Services.
Father John Dennehy, University Chaplain.
Today we're going to tackle a topic that may be difficult for some, and that's grief and loss. Defining grief as the intense sorrow and distress that we feel after we experience a loss. Now, grief could be triggered by any type of loss, including a romantic relationship, a job, a scholarship, certainly a pet. But today we're going to talk specifically about the type of grief that's triggered after someone dies. So what are some of the types of questions that we get at CAPS about grief? One of the first questions that students typically ask is, am I doing it right? Let me assure you that there is no wrong or right way to grieve. Let's break it down and talk about emotions first. You may feel many different emotions after experiencing a loss. Sadness, certainly, fear, guilt, depression, and anger, maybe even relief. Every one of them is valid.
Feelings are feelings. There is no right or wrong emotion. We should not always follow our feelings, but they are okay to have.
And you can put aside that notion that you're supposed to experience feelings in stages or in some linear fashion. You may feel just one emotion at a time. You may feel a couple of emotions together. They may all come together at the same time and seem to overwhelm you. Many people describe the experience of grief as feeling like waves are coming over them. Let the feelings come because they really do have the power to heal. Now, a special note about feeling anger when someone dies. It may not seem rational or logical, and therefore many people don't want to discuss it, but feeling anger towards the person who died is perfectly common and normal. You may feel abandoned by them. That feeling will be even more intense if the person died by suicide. You may feel that they didn't get to the doctor quickly enough, or that they didn't follow their medical regimen, or that they continued to abuse alcohol and drugs. So again, it is common and normal to feel anger toward the person who died. It doesn't mean that you didn't love them.
Sometimes people also feel angry with God, thinking that He took their loved one away. That may be true or not. It's okay to feel that way. We can talk to God about this, for God will take any conversation you want to have with Him.
Many students wonder, are they displaying their grief or demonstrating their grief appropriately? For example, a question I get very often is, I can't cry. What's wrong with me? Well, not everybody cries after experiencing a loss. There is no correlation between the number of tears shed and your feelings for the person who died. There are many factors that are going to influence the way that you demonstrate grief. Your relationship to the deceased, your family norms, your culture, your religion.
You may find comfort in religious rituals. Remember that rituals give us a sense of who we are. God speaks through them, and when we know what the rituals mean, they will provide us with comfort.
A lot of students ask, how long should I grieve for? And as you might imagine, there is no right or wrong answer here either. It takes as long as it takes. The loss of a person is not something that you get over, like you get over a cold or having the flu. Most people describe it as a process, a gradual process, where you eventually learn to cope with the loss and to adjust to life without the person who died. What are some of the unique challenges for college students who experience a loss?
First, remember that grief may be a new experience for you. And sadly, not all new experiences are joyful.
At this stage of life, losing somebody to death is not typical, so college students often feel alone or isolated in their grief. They may not know anyone else who has experienced a loss, so they may not feel comfortable in speaking to other students who haven't experienced a loss. They may not be home near family or friends who they would normally reach out to in a situation like this. Most students are really surprised at how experiencing a loss affects them cognitively. People who are grieving often talk about feeling like they're in a fog. They can't concentrate. They can't remember things. This is normal and common. Students also tend to be surprised by the physical effects of grief. They may feel more tired, more easily fatigued. They may not have much energy. Their appetite may be different. Their sleep patterns. Their immune system gets suppressed. They get sick more often. When you're a young person who's in good health, it may feel strange to all of a sudden have some physical complaints. Lastly, students, of course, want to know, how can I cope with grief? What should I do? My first bit of advice to students is take it easy. Go slow with yourself. Don't feel like you have to get back to normal right away. Things are not normal. Everything has changed. Ease back into your routine as soon as you're comfortable doing so, but know that having some sort of routine can help you to deal with the loss.
Remember that the first year is very difficult.
Don't be afraid to request academic accommodations if you need them. You can talk to the Dean of Students about this. Take care of your physical health. Try to eat nutritious foods, keep hydrated, get some exercise, try to get some sleep. Visit health services if you need to. Avoid the temptation to use alcohol or drugs to lessen your pain. While using these substances may temporarily mask what you're feeling, they do interfere with the grieving process. Find ways to express your grief that feel right to you. Whatever works for you.
We're all on our journey through life, and grief is part of that journey. Sometimes on our journey we travel with others. Some help us, some hinder us. I encourage you to travel with the ones who help us.
Sometimes students find it helpful to find ways to memorialize their loved one. Perhaps get involved in a charitable cause that was near and dear to their hearts. Plant a tree in their honor. Create a photo album. Whatever you feel is right.
Remember that life is not over. It is different. Our loved ones are no longer seen, but they are felt and remembered.
Talk to people about your loved one. Talk to them about what you're feeling. If you're not comfortable talking to your family or your friends, please come visit us at CAPS.
Or you can talk to one of the priests on campus. You don't even have to be Catholic. Just stop me anytime you see me on campus and let me know you'd like to talk with me. Or you could call campus ministry or stop in at the office in the bottom of Boland Hall. We are here to help you and to do what we can to let you know that you are loved here at Seton Hall.
Two last things to remember about grief. Grief is often described as the price that we pay for love. Also, you don't have to go through this alone. If you are struggling with a loss, please visit us at CAPS. We're on the second floor at Mooney Hall, or you can call us at 973-761-9500. Remember, we're here for you.